Hello every pony, Scar89 here once again with another fanfiction reading and a brand new blue snowball microphone, so my voice sounds awesome. So, today I am going to be doing a reading, or the next chapter in the Reaper's game, because I haven't done that for a very long time. The music's going to sound really weirdish because I'm actually going to be putting in the music under this recording thingy. It's gonna sound really weird. I'm sorry, because I don't know any other way to do it other than this, unless I was to use my headset. But nah, it depends. Okay. So, the Reaper's game with my brand new blue snowball. Tell me how it sounds. It's got a pop filter and awesome stuff. So tell me how my new recording sounds, and without further ado, let us start the reading. And by us, I mean me, sorry. So yeah. The Reaper's game. Chapter 9, 8, something like that. Chapter something. That's what I'm gonna go with. Chapter, insert number here. Day 3-2. Well, I clearly got that detail wrong, and here I was thinking the crown would be bigger, Rarity muttered to herself, apparently comparing the statue with the dress design she'd made last year. Well, no wonder I couldn't get any outlet here to buy it. Fluttershy didn't have much choice but to along with Rarity. I'm not sure what that means. Along with the Rarity. To go along with Rarity, I think is what they want. She couldn't voice any objections, although she knew either way she'd be unlikely to voice them. So while Rarity was being a fashionista, first, tourist second, the second last, or player last, sorry, I don't know why I'm getting all these things mixed up in my head. It was up to Fluttershy to keep an eye out for any incoming noise. The lack of them so far had been rather worrying. It had already been 10 minutes since the timer had started, and she hadn't seen even one group, even with her player pin scanning. It was quiet. Something was up. Fluttershy tugged on Rarity's tail, getting her attention. What is it, darling? Have the noise started attacking yet? Fluttershy shook her head, and Rarity turned... Oops, sorry, that was my dinner with my fork. With my fork! Anyway, Fluttershy shook her head, and Rarity turned back to admiring the statue. Well, be sure to let me know when they are. No sense getting my mane further ruffled until I have to. Fluttershy gave another insistent tug. Fluttershy, really? Can't I have a minute of peace? Fluttershy shook her head again, and indicated the timer on her hoof. Rarity looked at her own. Gracious! Has it really already been 10 minutes? But then why haven't we been attacked yet? She began trotting off. Come, Fluttershy, something to the hoof, and I intend to find out what it is. Ugh, so bored. Would you calm down already? You're making me dizzy with your pacing. Dash stopped and looked at Applejack. Calm down, it's been 12 minutes 32 seconds since the mission started, and we haven't seen any noise. At this rate, that Twilight's going to beat me. I think you're freaking out about this too much, Dash. After all, if we haven't seen any noise, how do we know they have? No way she's fighting all the noise. No way she's fighting all the noise. I just know it. I can sense it. And since when were you Little Miss Sidekick? Dash tapped the skull pin on her stash. Since this thing. Urgh! If only I had my wings again, I could do a quick fly around and find some noise. Even if you could, I'm not sure that would be a good idea. Remember Rarity's story about the other Pegasus who tried to help them? He got attacked. Exactly! I could do a quick fly and boom! Noise galore! Applejack face-hoofed. That's not the point. Besides, you can't fight without my help, so unless you are willing to carry me, it wouldn't do you any good. Rainbow went back to pacing. AJ sighed. Look, if it'll make you feel any better, we can have a look around the rest of the island. Maybe it's just something about this spot. Well, it's not likely to make me feel better, but at least it's better than nothing. Let's go! I don't like this, not one bit. Twilight looked over her shoulder, still scanning the area. Neither. 15 minutes and no noise attacks. At 15 minutes and no noise attacks? They're up to something. I can feel it in my bones. Is that one of your pinky senses? Twilight asked. No, it's just... Pinkamena started. Then her eyes narrowed. Wait, how do you know about my pinky senses? Twilight cursed silently. I need to stop making those mistakes. Rarity mentioned them in passing. I mean, it doesn't really make much sense. It's hard to believe in. What's not to believe? You do magic. What's the difference? Pinkamena paused. Those were the same words... Pinkamena paused. Those were the same words she said last time we were discussing her pink... Oh, that's Twilight. Those were the same words she said last time we were discussing her pinky sense, Twilight noted. Anyway, it seems kind of moot. What with the whole being dead and reading minds and stuff? Sorry, I don't know why I'm not doing so good. I guess I can't really argue with that. Anyway, what do you think is happening? Are they just not attacking this part of the island? No, they're up to something. Like trying to catch us off guard? Pinkamena thought, then shook her head. Nah, it has to be something big! Well, we're not going to figure out what it is just standing here. We should look around. Yeah, you're right. Come on. We'll head around. Pinkamena was interrupted by a shout from across the way. Yoo-hoo! Pinky! The pair turned to see Rarity and Fluttershy approaching them. Sorry to be a bother, but Fluttershy and I haven't seen hide nor hair of a noise since we split up. We were wondering if you'd maybe had more luck than us? Or less luck, as the case may be? No, we haven't fought any yet either, Twilight answered. Ha! Ha! You'll have to do better than that if you want to beat me! Once again, Twilight and Pinkamena turned, this time finding Rainbow Dash and Applejack behind them. Really? So you... Really? Did you manage to fight some noise when I wasn't looking? Or are you... Egedru? I'm not sure what that is. Applejack turned to look at Rarity. Oh, that was Applejack. Oh, these are getting harder and harder to understand. I'm going to start over. Really? So did you manage to fight some noise when I wasn't looking? Or are you Egedire? Applejack turned to look at Rarity. Rarity, what's the word I'm looking for? Exaggerating? Rarity hazarded. That's the one. Thanks. Thank you. She turned back to Dash. Are you exaggerating again, Rainbow Dash? Just Rainbow? Sorry, it was just Rainbow, not Rainbow Dash. Me? Since when do I exaggerate? So you fought some noise? Twilight asked excitedly. Well, not exactly. So, between the 6 of us, we haven't seen any noise for over 15 minutes now, Pinkamena summed up. Either this is the easiest mission since day 1, or we're missing something here. Maybe it's just the 6 of us, Rarity offered. Rarity. Maybe it's just the 6 of us, Rarity offered. The other players could be fighting. Guess again. Okay, these are characters from last time. Are these guys girl? I think both of them are girls anyway. Guess again. No, wait, one's a guy. That's right. Guess again, an unfamiliar voice sounded. Twilight found herself turning again, this time seeing 2 ponies she didn't know. And you are? Rarity, however, seemed to recognize him. Seabreeze! Orange, you're still in the game! Of course. You think I'd get erased without, casting in the favor you owed me? Pardon me, but I think you'll find we're even. That's not how I remember it. The green unicorn gave a snort and approached the group, pausing to give Fluttershy a quick hug. Hi, sorry to interrupt. I'm Seabreeze, and the argumentative one over there is Orion's Ventus, my fiancée. She indicated I can't remember, is fiancé girl or guy? I think it's I think it's a guy. I don't know. Oh yeah, it is a guy. She indicated the Pegasus, currently arguing head-to-head with Rarity over who owed who. We helped Rarity and Fluttershy yesterday, and in return, they saved us from some Reapers. Anyway, Ori and I have been wandering since the mission began, and no one has had any battles yet. Frankly, it's kind of worrying. So there's been no noise? Said Applejack. And we're supposed to be worrying about that? Of course! If there's no noise, how am I going to prove I'm the best noise hunter? Complained an indignant Dash. More like best noise maker, grumbled Applejack under her breath. That's right. Who's saying this? Oh yeah. Look, I'm no expert, but there's something off about this situation, Seabreeze said. If a mission says that there will be a noise attack, you expect there to be a noise attack, right? Twilight heard Pinkamena muttering something under her breath, but dismissed it as Pinky being Pinky. Right, so there has to be a catch. Exactly, said Breeze. So what I think we should do is put together a group brainstorming session, get all the players to help, and see if we can't figure this out. No. I like the way you think. It'll be a committee. Oh, but I don't have anything to make a checklist of things we need to cover. A checklist? Asked Applejack confused. Twilight, don't we only have one topic? The subtleties of checklist etiquette is lost on you ponies. Seabreeze coughed. Okay, well if... what? Okay, well if Breeze and I start heading around the island, getting... I don't understand who's saying this! This person wrote this chapter weird. I'm gonna say this is Ori guy. Okay, well if Breeze and I start heading around the island, getting other groups to meet here in 5 minutes, we should all get in pairs. Dash and I can go the opposite way. We should get every pony together sooner that way, added in Applejack. Perfect, and Fluttershy and Rarity can get any ponies hanging around up by the statue. Applejack looked at her. And what will you and Pinky be doing while we're off rounding every pony up? Just sitting here waiting? Are you kidding? There's so much... Oh, that's Twilight still. Are you kidding? There's so much I need to prepare. Where will I stand? Is my voice amplifying spell working properly? Applejack and Seabreeze exchanged glances. Those are quite interesting friends you have, said Breeze. I swear, I've never seen that pony before in my life. Within 5 minutes, all the players on the island had been rounded up in front of the statue. There were quite a number of them. Pinkamena noticed, more than she would have expected for the third day. Still, if she was right, that would change after today. She glanced at her partner, who had somehow managed to conjure a stack of lecture cards from nowhere, and was busy ensuring they were all in the right order. Finally, Twilight stepped forward to address the murmuring crowd. Good afternoon, every pony. My name is Twilight Sparkle, and I'm sure you're all aware for today's mission we've meant to be fighting off hordes of noise. However... Hang on! Who put you in charge? Cried out a pony in the crowd. Well, I'm not in charge per se. I'm just informing everyone about the situation, Twilight replied, not missing a beat. Anyway, like I was saying... Well, if you're not in charge, what are we doing here? Asked another pony. What? That's what I'm trying to... Yeah, you interrupted the game of 10-pin slammers my partner and I were playing. That's not important! Twilight broke off. 10-pin slammer? What's that? Oh, it's the game to play with your pins and... Seabreeze, who was standing with Twilight, gave a gentle cough. I'm not certain that's the main issue here. Oh, right. Now, if every pony is finished interrupting me... She paused, just to be sure. No pony spoke up. Okay, as I was saying, there hasn't been any noise attack in... Chocolate cake! Pinky! Twilight's response was immediate, and Pinky Mina could swear she saw her mane catch fire. She smiled. Worth it. Twilight faced Hoof, then turned back to the crowd to explain what they all already knew. Ugh. Pinky Mina looked at the crowd. As expected for Manhattan, unicorns and earth ponies made up most of the crowd, with only the occasional Pegasus. She spied Rarity and Fluttershy right at the back, and Applejack and Dash off to one of the sides. They were avoiding the center of the group, like Pinky Mina had told them to. She turned her attention back to Twilight's speech just as she was wrapping up. And so, we decided we should gather all the players and brainstorm what the Reapers are up to with the mission. So, any ideas? The crowd was silent for a few moments. Eventually, one pony spoke up.
Maybe they're trying to lure us into a false sense of security.
But it hasn't worked! Another pony responded. We're all on tenterhooks waiting for this attack.
Maybe they're lying about the mission.
No, impossible. It's against the rules for them to lie about the main mission, isn't it? Twilight turned to Pinky Mina. She's right, isn't she? The Reapers can't lie about this. She responded with a nod. Another pony in the crowd spoke up.
Let's think about this. The Reapers tell us we're going to be attacked by noise, and they don't send any? Why does that get them?
It gets them a group of Void players, a large group of Void players in one place. There was a sudden silence as the words sank in, but there was no time to react. Without warning, there was snapping of jaws, and a whole swath of ponies in the center of the group vanished, erased. In their place stood an Ursa Minor noise form. It let out a roar, and the remaining ponies started fleeing in terror, right into more noise symbols. Pinky Mina looked through the remains of the crowd, and managed to spot her friends. Still okay. Okay. Good, I was worried some pony would figure out it was a trap and warm every pony up, she said. Oh, that's another one. Good, I was worried some pony would figure it out it was a trap and warn every pony, she said. Twilight spun around, a horrified look on her face. You mean you knew this would happen? Why didn't you tell us? Who said this? I don't know. The more players that make it to the end of the game, the smaller the chances of all. Oh, that's Pinky. What, you evil? The more players that make it to the end of the game, the smaller the chance of all 5 of my friends and me being resurrected. This is just tipping the odds in our favor. Twilight still had the same horrified look on her face. The other players aren't your friends, Twilight. They're your enemies. I suggest you learn that if you want to make it out of this. She spotted a group of noise heading towards them. Now look sharp, we've got company! But our friends, your friends, they could have been seriously hurt, or worse. And that's why I told them to stay at the edges of the crowd. Look, they're okay. Although, I don't see why it would worry you. Now snap out of it, the noise are almost on us! Twilight hesitantly took up a battle stance. Pinky Mina sighed as she saw Twilight wobble. Look, focusing on the battle right now, or your competition, or your... Look, focusing on the battle right now. I don't know who's saying this. I guess it's Pinky Mina. But it's just weirded, really weird, and I can't say it. Look, focusing on the battle right now, or on your competition with Rainbow. You won't beat her with your mind on other things. That seemed to help as Twilight straightened up after that, just in time for the noise to begin their assault proper. What? That was evil. Evil? Why would Pinky do that? She got all the ponies up in one place because she figured it out. And then... Oh well. How long was that? It was about 20 minutes. That's about a good amount of time. So, thanks for watching my video. Like, subscribe if you haven't. Go check out my friends Doom Pie and Brody Fanfics, good friends of mine. I don't really know what to do, but I guess I'll read the next chapter later on. But Sorry, I'm eating a French fry. Well, waffle fry, but let's see. What else do I have? I got a new mic. Christmas was pretty cool. Tell me how your Christmas went, guys, in the comments and whatnot. So yeah, like, subscribe, and subscribe to DoomPie and Brony Fanfic if you haven't yet. Good friends of mine, like I said. And I guess until then, I will see you guys later. Brony on!